Don, what's up? What's up, Dwayne? Don just barely beat you, Dwayne. How'd you guys do last night? I had a pretty good night myself. I will say Cody Martin hurt. He hurt a lot. Cody Martin hurt a lot. I had an issue today with the projections. I don't know what happened, but every time I try to open them, it says file has been corrupted. You gotta start commenting quicker, babe. Yeah, what's up, Shannon? I'm sorry you had a bad night, Dwayne. Let's turn it around tonight. Much bigger slate tonight. A lot of different ways to build tonight. A lot of different ways to build tonight. I got you, Don. I got you. Just gonna give everybody a couple minutes to get in here. Still waiting on a lot of news. I will say this. I'm not sure if DeJounte Murray plays. I'm not sure if he plays. We should get that news before lock, but if he does not play, whoo, I really like Trey Murphy. Really like some Trey Murphy. It's lonely at the top, says Don. Yeah, rep first. Get first, Shannon. Guys, if you're in our Discord, which I know most of you guys are, and if you're not, it's completely free. It's in the chat, link down below in the description. Join it. You can ask me questions in there at any time. I've seen Jimmy join. Welcome, Jimmy. I appreciate you joining. But we have our Syndicate Sports logo in there. Just throw it up on FanDuel DK as your profile picture. It'd help tremendously. Top spin up. Should we go after Melo or Trey? You know, I like them both. I do. I would prefer Melo, but I truly like them both. But Tyrese Maxey kind of sticking out to me. I also agree that Melo should be well rested, but don't forget he has been dealing with like a sprained wrist issue. And before yesterday's game, when he set the previous games, he shot 7 for 20, 8 for 21, 7 for 19. I think it's really affecting his shooting. And Melo's my favorite player, by the way. I'm a Melo fanboy. But, man, I really think something's wrong with his wrist. It's affecting his shooting. Cat's gonna smash. I always love playing Cat, but I gotta be honest, I'm probably not gonna have much. It's a Diabate day for me. Diabate will be my most on center. Starting to get a crowd though, so let's hop into it, guys. We're gonna go position by position, talk about them. What's up, Chubbs? Yeah, I've starting the shows 30 minutes early because I was having trouble getting my lineups in, going all the way up to lock, answering your guys' questions. It's just tough for me to get my lineups in, so I'm starting early from now on. Yeah, absolutely, Power. I told you to go with Klingon. To be honest, I had too much Michik. I had a good night overall, but man, I could have been nuclear. I had so much Cody Martin and Michik, though. It hurt. Let's start it out at point guard. We're going to start out with FanDuel. We're going to get a core, and then we're going to move over to DK. We got news coming across? Yes, we do. I just said it. We were just talking about it. I said I don't think DeJounte Murray plays. We just got news. He is not playing. He's been ruled out. Trey Murphy's going to look great. Trey Murphy's going to look great. But let's dive into it here. LaMelo looks good, but I was just talking about, I think he has something wrong with his wrist. I'm going to have him, but I'm not going to be at 21% owned like the field is. I think that's just far too high. Far too high of ownership for Trey tonight when we got plenty of pay up options to choose from tonight. Cade Cunningham, only a deep GPP get different piece for me. He's only pulling 3% ownership, but this is a tough matchup. He's a great basketball player though. So if you get to him, I don't mind it as a get different piece, low ownership, but not a guy I'm building around at all. I will not have him in single entry. Tyrese Maxey. You guys know it's something we like to do here. We like to target guards against Chicago. Maxey is a great one. Taking on Chicago. Happy to have Maxey today. He's grading out as one of my best plays at the point guard position. He's pulling 15% ownership. I want to be around 20. I really like Maxey today. Give them all to me. Trae Young looks fine. We know Toronto struggles on the defensive end. He just played Toronto though. Only dropped 36 fantasy points. He did play 39 minutes though, and he had a rough shooting night, 7 for 19. We know Trey's got the upside. I don't mind getting to him, but yet again, I would prefer to find the extra $100 and just get to Tyrese Maxey. Let's see, where's it at? De'Aaron Fox. Sorry, I lost my place. Don't really care for the matchup, but he's pulling no ownership at 2% owned. It's kind of a meh play for me. MME only, really. If Ja plays, I want to play Ja. I love targeting Utah. Ja's got the upside. Don't mind it at all. But he is questionable. I mean, if he plays, happy to get to him. If he doesn't, it's just going to make me like Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane more. Not really interested in Jalen Brunson. I would just rather get to Cat if I'm targeting a Knicks player today. I know this game has a pretty good total at 231.5, but really just not that interested in either side of it. What's up, Matt? Thank you, buddy. Top 3 value locks. It depends. What site, Matt? I go over FanDuel and DK, so let me know what site, buddy. No interest in Donovan Mitchell. I hate playing guards against Houston. Steph Curry's fine as a get different piece. CJ McCollum looking a lot better now that DeJounte Murray's out. I'm happy to get the CJM, but I do prefer Trey tonight. Trey Murray. On FanDuel, number 1 overall, going to be my favorite play on the entire slate is Moussa Diabate. I can't get away from him. He's just grading out so well. Next of all would be Trey Murphy. Now that we know DeJounte Murray's out, I love him. And my last piece would either be Bryce Sensabaugh or Kyle Filipowski. One of those two Utah guys. I feel like you're going to want a Utah piece in your lineup tonight. And yeah, I love Okongwu tonight. Power. You know, I've been on the Okongwu train. I love Okongwu. Malik Monk, I don't have any interest in. Just a GPP play. Oh, I skipped Garland. I'm sorry. I don't mind Garland. If you want some of this game, I really don't. Unless it's like a Jared Allen. But MME play for me. I really like Austin Reeves. Now, last I've checked, we did not have any updated news on LeBron. But the last I read is LeBron's questionable injury management. If LeBron sets, Austin Reeves' upside is through the roof, guys. Really like Austin Reeves. He's pulling no ownership at only 3% right now. I'm very happy to land on Austin Reeves tonight. If we get news that LeBron's setting, that is going to go through the roof, his ownership. No interest in Keontae George at this price. I know he's been playing good basketball, but the team's starting to get more healthy. Well, I forgot. They got all those bodies setting out tonight. So, he's playable, but I would just rather get to Sexton for cheaper, honestly. He's playable, but... Dyson Daniels, hey, just a couple days ago I said He's going to be a good play against Toronto. He's just hard to project because of the way he plays basketball. He scored 49 fantasy points, including 4 steals against him. Definitely don't mind running it back with Dyson. Josh Giddey's okay. Fred VanVleet, just a GPP play. Cole Anthony with Jalen Suggs back is unplayable for me now. I know Suggs will probably be on a little bit of a minutes limit, giving Cole more run, but I can't pay $6,500 for him. Sexton, like I said, you're going to want some Utah pieces today. I like Sexton over Keontae George in my opinion, so definitely in play for me. No interest in Anthony Black with Suggs and Anthony in. Scottie Pippen, I can't play Scottie. I know he done decent off the bench yesterday, 25 minutes. I think John Morant plays this game, and if he does, Pippen's minutes are just going to be depleted. I never play guys coming back from injury on their first game. I take a wait-and-see approach. I say, you know, how many minutes they're going to run, coming back, whatever. So I'm not going to have any Jalen Suggs. In fact, I'm going to take him out of my player pool. AO, if he plays, just a GPP piece for me. Same with Isaiah Collier, just a GPP piece. I never play Dennis Schroeder when Steph Curry is playing, so out. I don't mind Lonzo. I could rock some Lonzo if AO misses, make him look even better. I think Josh Hart sits, so OG is a lock. I wouldn't say OG's a lock, but OG looks a lot better. What happened with Ty Jerome yesterday? I didn't watch the game against Philly. Why did Ty Jerome get 33 minutes? I didn't watch that game. I just seen that he exploded. But if he's going to get 33 minutes off the bench, I'm happy to play him. You just can't always depend on that. If I see a game or two more where he's getting those kind of minutes off the bench, then I'll be there. But for now, just a GPP play for me. Luke Kennard, if Ja misses and Luke's starting, absolutely we're playing him. Do I think M. Williams will still... Mark Williams is out tonight, Dwayne. He is not playing. He is not playing. So Musa Diabate will be my main center tonight. He lit it up from 3. I got you. I knew Karras was out. I knew that, but I didn't think that would a lot of minutes to Ty Jerome. I thought they'd go more to like Gorgeous Nang. Woo! 8 for 8 from 3. Man, I wish I could shoot like that. But Luke Kennard, if Ja misses, I love Luke Kennard tonight. Buddy Hield, just kind of an MME piece for me. Chubb's favorite player in the entire world, Michik. I'm going to have no Michik tonight. I'm tired of him. We're not playing Michik for the rest of the year here. Jose Alvarado, going to look pretty damn interesting with no Murray. So, might have to wait and see what their starting lineup is, but really like some Jose Alvarado. Yes, Power. Yes. Davion Mitchell, just a deep GPP play. That's about it. And then I have no interest in any of these guys down here. But like Power said, Alvarado, Hawkins, I'm going to roster whichever one starts. I feel like it's going to be Jose. It's usually Jose. But if they get a wild hair up their butt and run something new, don't mind it. Got a lot of news coming in. Larry Nance Jr. is available to play. Clint Capella is available to play. DeAndre Hunter is ruled out. And Trey Young is available to play as well. Yeah, I seen that, Poten. Moving over to the 2 guard, we talked about Spida. Paul George looks great. Chubbs. My guy, you're hilarious. I love Paul George today, but I also like Tyrese Maxey. So I don't mind playing them together, but in my single entries, I'm picking one or the other. I don't want them together in my single entries, but love both guys. Love both guys. Amen Thompson's always in my player pool. This is just a great basketball player. Now, I hate the matchup. I hate playing anyone against the Cavs. They just play good defense. Them in Oklahoma City, I just hate playing players against them. But Amen Thompson's such a good basketball player. I'm happy to see him land in my lineup. With that being said, my single entries, Trey Murphy's getting in every lineup ahead of him because he's cheaper. He's got a much better matchup, and now we have no Murray, so he's going to have additional usage. So, love Trey Murphy today. He's going to probably be a core piece for me. Zach LaVine, I can never, ever trust, but if he lands in a lineup, I'm not going out of my way to replace him. He's fine. We talked about CJ McCollum. Desmond Bain, I don't mind. I really don't tonight. You look at his stat line, he's just a perfect cash game play if you play cash. I only play tournaments, so if Ja misses, I'm smashing him. If Ja's in, I'm okay if he lands in my lineup as long as I don't have Ja or Triple J in that lineup. Talked about most of these guys through here. The Jalen Green regression has hit. The stat line right here, we were coring him every night when he was doing this. But he started dropping off. Still playing good minutes, but not a guy I'm going to be targeting until he can get his act back together. Kelly Oubre popped off yesterday, and I had like 2 of him in over 300 lineups. I don't mind Kelly, but I just prefer Paul George or Capella. Not Capella. Paul George or Maxey. Sorry. My autism's really kicking in here, guys. And that's not a joke. I really got autism. You know, that's my wife in the chat. Maybe that's why I'm so good with the numbers. Talked about most of these guys. Mikal Bridges is a guy I hate seeing in my lineup. He's just a cash game guy. He has a solid stat line, but he never hits that ceiling. He's hit it twice this year with 45 and 60 fantasy points. Outside of that, mid-30s. So, if Hart misses, you can play him, but not a guy I'm targeting just because he never hits that upside. Caris LeVert, even if he plays, I'm not interested. Yeah, you ain't lying, Chubbs. You ain't lying. Malik Beasley, I'm not interested. Asar Thompson. If you've been around the show, you know how I feel about Asar. What's up, Elite? I feel like he has a huge upside. He's shown it multiple times this season. He just doesn't get many minutes. I mean, on the 22nd against Atlanta, he had 31 fantasy points in only 24 minutes. So, if you're building risky, you're going for a takedown, want to get different piece, I like Asar. You hope he plays 30 minutes, but you don't expect him to. But man, he's such a good basketball player. I just wish he got more run. Bogdanovich, I think, is cooked. I know DeAndre Hunter is not playing, and it's going to make Bogdanovich look much better. But his game this year has been awful. And I was advocating for him. I was saying, yo, he's just still injured. Like, he's going to come back around. He is not coming back around. If he lands in my lineup, I get it with no Hunter, but I'm not expecting much. Grady Dick, solid play in my opinion. I'm not going to say I love Dick because that would be weird, but if he lands in my lineup, I'm okay with it. We talked about Kennard. Moses Moody, no thank you at 4,800. I would actually rather play Buddy Hield down here for 4,700 if I'm picking between those two, but honestly, I don't really want either one of them. Don't want KCP with this team getting way more healthy. Dylan Brooks, don't want him. Pick Krejci at 4,600 if he continues to start. I think he's absolutely fine. Happy to roster Krejci as like a last guy in. You need a cheap last guy at the 2 guard or small forward. Sign me up. Jalen Wells, just kind of like Krejci, kind of a fine last guy in, but I would just prefer Krejci. Max Strus, don't mind him. Kind of the same as the other 2 guys I just talked about. Podzimski, I have no interest. Keon Ellis, no interest. Nick Smith, I love. Even with LaMelo back, and even if Bridges plays, I like Nick Smith. He's played 30 plus minutes in 3 straight games. Like, he's a bona fide starter now. So, Zach is whack. No interest in Ricky Council. Jordan Hawkins gonna look amazing now. Key value piece here. My key value piece was Nick Smith. Now that we got News Murray's out, it's going to be Hawkins. He's going to just take over all of that Nick Smith ownership. And I think he's good chalk today. The matchup's elite. Max Christie, much like Nick Smith, is just a cheap starter. He plays solid minutes. He starts. Don't mind him, especially if LeBron misses this game. That's a lot of usage that needs to be distributed. Eric Gordon, just okay. Then, really no interest in anyone else through here. Josh Green, just in a deep GPP, would be about it. Moving over to small forward, I see we got over 50 people. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to type it in the chat and I'll help you the best I can. Thank you guys. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. We do these shows every single day for every NBA and MLB slate, and we even do NASCAR shows. LeBron. He was downgraded to questionable for injury management. If LeBron plays, I love LeBron. Only 7% owned. Sign me up for a 7% owned LeBron. But it's the last game of the slate and a midday downgrade. I'm not so sure he plays. And if we don't get that news until, say, 7:05 Central, you're kind of screwed. You don't have a solid pivot. So I'm probably just going to be fading, even though I like him and he's grading out well at low ownership. Probably a fade for me. Always happy to see Scotty Barnes in my lineup. He just underperformed against Atlanta. Played 39 minutes, only dropped 39 fantasy points. I gotta expect him to do better. I got to. I don't mind Scotty Barnes in my lineup tonight. Paolo Banchero is off his minutes limit. Well, I say he's off of it. They said they'd bump it to 33 minutes. That's plenty enough. Just had a down game against Portland. Very happy to rock some Paolo at 8,600. It's way too cheap for him. You're getting Paolo at a steep discount here. Puller Murphy or Monk George? Pull Murphy side for me, Kyle. Talked about Almond, talked about most of these guys already. I think RJ Barrett is okay. I mean, anytime we talk about Barrett, I say the same thing. If Scotty Barnes is in or Emmanuel Quickley's in, I just prefer them two over Barrett. And that's pretty much how it's always going to be regardless of matchup unless those guys are injured. Talked about Bane. Josh Hart is questionable. I truly don't know if he is good to go or not. But if he plays, I think he's fine. If he misses, I think that boosts Cat and Brunson and OG. This guy right here seems to always fly under the radar. DeMar DeRozan. Before last game he scored 35 fantasy points against Denver, which was not enough. But before that, he had met or exceeded value in 4 straight games. Nobody plays DeRozan. I don't mind being on DeRozan even in this tough matchup. Miles Bridges, I do not think he's going to play, but we don't have confirmation yet. If he plays, I don't have much interest. Franz Wagner coming back off injury. He's going to be on a minutes limit. They said he's going to be limited to around 24 minutes. Makes him unplayable for me at that price. Just took him out of my player pool. Lauri Markkanen, I have no interest in. Not against Memphis. Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins. I think Wiggins is fine in a GPP. Not a guy I'm getting over the field on. OG Anunoby is either all in or all out. He scores high or low. He's the ultimate tournament piece. And if Hart misses today, I'm very happy to get to OG. Scored 41 fantasy points last game against Brooklyn. Played 37 minutes. Happy to get to OG if Hart misses. If Hart's in, I don't have much interest. Tobias Harris, been playing down lately. Tough matchup. No thanks. Tari Eason, if he starts, I like Tari Eason. If Eason does not start, I do not play him. It's just kind of how it's been all year. Keegan Murray at 5,700. Just alright. I don't mind him. Like, if he's the last guy into my single entry, I can live with it. Rui Hachimura is questionable. If he plays, I like him. I like Rui. I've been playing a lot of Rui this year. He's kind of been overlooked. Right now he's pulling 1% ownership. We talked about Thompson, no interest in De Silva. Bruce Brown, definitely an interesting play. I've said it for a week now and they still haven't traded him, but I said he is a great low-owned piece you should be getting to. I feel like they're trying to trade him, they're playing him more minutes to show him off, and in his last 2 games he's dropped 31 fantasy points in 25 and 20 minutes. Now you can't expect 31 fantasy points in 20 minutes every time, but over his last 5 games, he's averaged 1.14 fantasy points per minute. Definitely a player I am happy to get to if I'm trying to get different in my build. If I'm looking at my build and saying, oh, this is a little chalky, how can I get different? Say I have Grady Dick, well, let me just pivot down to Bruce Brown. It's going to get me off that ownership. I think Bryce Sensabaugh looks fantastic today. I want a cheap piece from this Utah game. I don't know where I want to get it from. I like Bryce. He always has a solid upside. Do I think Roddy starts with Hunter out? No. Let's see what Line Star thinks. I don't think so. Because Clint is playing. Well, Line Star thinks Roddy is. If Roddy starts, he's a great value. I didn't think he would, but... Huh. I could be totally wrong. I'm terrible at predicting lineups. I do my best, but always revert back to checking what Line Star thinks. Josh Hart news. He's a game time decision. They updated us to tell us nothing, really. I'll have to look at Roddy a little more, Kyle, because if he starts, man, that's a good spot. Talked about Jalen Wells, Cam Whitmore. He's always in my 150 max pool. Don't mind having 3 or 4 lineups with him. No interest in Isaac. Javonte Green's going to look a lot better now with no Murray. I do still prefer Jose Alvarado and Hawkins, but I think Javonte Green should definitely be in your MME pool. Josh Okogie, if Bridges misses, I think it looks great. He was a core piece for us yesterday. Told you guys I love Okogie. If he's starting, he did not start. I said I still love him off the bench. Let's make him a core piece. I really believe in him. And he balled with 40 fantasy points. Now, with that said, Martin did get hurt and he started the second half, so he got 31 minutes. But just a great basketball player, I think, has just always been buried wherever he went. Looking down through here, nothing else really interests me. Dorian Finney-Smith and a GPP, that's about it. Okogie was your MVP yesterday. Bridges is probable now. Thank you, Harden. Thank you. I did not know that. Quentin Poste, that's an interesting take. Look at Post real quick. He's projected for 12.5 fantasy points. Like, I get he just dropped 30 in 20 minutes, but you can't always expect that kind of production. Let's move it over to power forward. AD, he's questionable. I mean, he's questionable every freaking slate. What's new? Evan Mobley is updated to game time decision again. Like, why even update us with that? But AD, perfectly viable against Golden State. Don't mind him. He has the ceiling. Like, there's a couple guys in the league, right, that can just flip the entire slate. Just a couple nights ago, it was Joker dropping damn near 100 fantasy points. AD has that kind of upside. So he's always in my player pool, never taking him out. With that said, he is not grading out great for me tonight. Sabonis, also not grading out great for me, but he just has played at a high level for pretty much the whole season. But not grading out the best for me. Triple J, I don't mind him today. Against Utah. Utah sucks. Really like Triple J, and I would say if you're playing a Memphis narrative tonight, like we all expect Memphis to win, right? It's 11.5 point spread. I want two of the main guys. And saying that means I want Ja, Bane, or Jaren Jackson. I want two of those. For me right now, it's Ja and Jaren Jackson. But Ja, he is probable, but we've seen probable players get ruled out before. Zion Williamson in a terrific matchup against Charlotte. Zion's got the upside. Who knows how many minutes he's going to play. I'm going to be skeptical about him. The public's at 10% on him. I want about 5%, and I will almost certainly not have him in a single entry. Because I cannot trust Zion or his minutes. I mean, who's to say Zion's not going to see somebody eating a Big Mac in the front row and just walk out of the play and try to go get it, you know? I mean, it's Zion. Evan Mobley, I'm not going to play him right off injury. That's just how I play. He's not grading out great for me. I do think the way to attack Houston is down low. I would just prefer to play Jared Allen. And I know Allen has not played great since Mobley's been gone. Only one good game, really. But I'd rather just play Allen. Talked about most of these guys already. Okongwu looks great. I love playing Okongwu. Clint Capella being ruled in kind of sucks, but okay, we just got news. LaMelo Ball is available, Miles Bridges is available, and Seth Curry is available. Have no interest in two of those three. Back to Okongwu, though. Love Okongwu today. Just played Toronto, dropped 46 fantasy points in 30 minutes. Gonna have a ton of Okongwu today. Or Town Jabo. You okay with playing Alvarado and Hawkins together? I think I'd be fine with that. God's plan. I think I'd be okay with that. I'm about 50-50 on it. It would depend on what their starting lineup is. If Alvarado is starting, then yes. If Hawkins is starting, then no. And I know that sounds weird, but that's the way I would attack that. And I think Okongwu Durant side, Kyle, but I see what you're saying about Towns. I love Towns tonight as well, but it's going to be a Diabate day for me for sure. Talked about most of these guys. I think Yabasule is a fine play. Not going out of my way to target him, but if he lands in my lineup, I'm happy about it. TJD's okay. Patrick Williams, an MME filler. Same with Brandon Clark and Chris Boucher. For DK Smith Jr. or Alvarado? Let me see the starting lineup first, Don. For now, it is Smith Jr., but if Jose Alvarado's starting like I think he will, it will be Jose Alvarado, Don. And everything else through here's no interest in, really. Let's move it to center. Karl Anthony Towns, the guy we were just talking about, he does have a great matchup. He does. I'm happy to get to Towns in my lineups today. He's a beast. He's pretty much been on his game all season. Happy to have him in. And if Josh Hart misses, I know it doesn't seem like it, but that opens up a lot. That opens up a lot in terms of rebounding, because Hart is all over the court grabbing boards. Happy to get to Cat today. Yeah, Dom, what is that profile picture? You got a new profile picture every time you join, brother. Albert Sengun looks fine. I don't really like the matchup with Cleveland, but if you land on him, you're getting different at only 3% owned. Vucevic, I think, looks really good today. Only 5% owned. He's grading out really well. He's been playing well lately. I'm happy to get to Vooch today. Walker Kessler should be able to handle Zach Edey with ease. I like Walker today as well. He's only pulling 4% ownership. Jacob Poeltl only pulling 5% ownership, was just in the same matchup, dropped 44 fantasy points against Atlanta. Another guy, I'm happy to get to him today. Nobody really blowing me away with their matchup or projections, but they're in good spots. I like them. Not interested in Jalen Duren. Wendell Carter's grading out pretty well. Don't mind some Wendell Carter today. Not really on Clint Capella. Not on Missy. Zach Edey's okay as a get different play. Looking at it. And then we got my favorite play of the day. You guys know I hate giving centers for core pieces, but he's going to be core for me today. My favorite play on the entire slate, Moussa Diabate. They have no other big man, guys. None. They have none. It's Diabate and Diabate. Oh, sorry, they got Taj Gibson. How many minutes do you think they're going to give Taj Gibson? Hasn't played in a single game since the 15th where he played 7 minutes. No, thank you. I'm not going to Taj Gibson. Give me Diabate today. All right, let's go over it. Give our core, and then we will. Let me see what Line Star thinks. We're going to give our core, then go over DK. Where is... Okay. They believe Alvarado's starting. I also believe Alvarado's starting, so got it. First core piece going to be Jose Alvarado. I think he's starting. If he's not, we're just going to substitute him with Hawkins. But like I said, I think he's starting. Second core piece, Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy. Really like Trey today, guys. Really like him. Next core piece, Okongwu. Diabate at center. And then we need one more. It's going to be a pay-up piece for me. Love Tyrese Maxey today. So that's going to be the FanDuel core. Jose Alvarado, Tyrese Maxey, Trey Murphy, Okongwu, and Diabate. I'm going to run it 150 times, see what it gives us. Going to post the core in Discord, and then we'll look over that. Not good at typing, sorry guys. There we go. Got it posted. Let's see what we're getting here. See what we're getting. Don't really care for this first lineup. I think Paul George and Maxey are fine to play together, but meh. I like this second lineup because I told you I want some of this Utah and Memphis game, and I get it with Bryce Sensabaugh and Desmond Bane there. Then I get LeBron, who I love, but I'm a little concerned he may not play in that one. Zion's pulling 10% ownership right now, 8. But I like the basis of what we're getting here. I like this. I like it, like it, like it. Let's move over to DK. At the point guard spot, Jose Alvarado, 3,600. Like, just lock the guy in. And, like, I ain't even going to go over it. He's our first core piece in the story. Tyus Jones at only 4,400. Happy to play him. Happy to play him. Devin Booker at 9K looks solid. Keontae George at 6,800. Ty Jerome looks fine at 4,100. Maxey still looks good over here at 9,800. Jordan Poole at 6,700. Really great play in my opinion. Really like Jordan Poole today over on DK. He's not on FanDuel. Garland's fine. LaMelo's fine. De'Aaron Fox at 8,300 is fine. Bub Carrington, don't mind him. He's always a solid cheap piece for me. Ja looks great. CJ McCollum looks great. Amin Thompson looks great. No interest in Karis LeVert. Not interested in Giddey over here on DK. Vic Krejci, $500 more. Blake Monk. Austin Reeves going to look great if LeBron misses. No interest in Curry. Scotty Barnes at only 9K looks solid. Lonzo at 4,500 looks solid. Dyson Daniels is alright. Spida's okay. That's about all I really see him really interested in. Moving over to the 2 guard. Jordan Hawkins looks fantastic. Like, play Jose Alvarado or play Jordan Hawkins or play them both, and you are fine. They both look great. Nick Smith still looks awesome over here. Happy to play him. Paul George looks great. Happy to have him at 8,200. Bogdanovich scares me, but the price ain't bad. Bruce Brown, I told you, love playing him as a low-on piece. Desmond Bain looks solid. Wells is okay. Grady Dick is fine. Trey Murphy, you guys know I love him. That's really all I'm seeing over there. On small forward, Okogie at 3,100 is just too cheap. He's not going to start, but he's going to get plenty of minutes to pay off this $3,100 price tag. Really like some Josh Okogie, guys. DeMar DeRozan at 6,900. Hate the matchup, but it's super cheap for DeMar. Happy to have him. Happy to have him. If you have 8,400, why are you trying to get to Ryan Dunn? That's only 3,900. Keyshawn George is fine at his price. Ryan Dunn if you need a value piece. Jalen Wells is fine. Roy Hachimura is fine. OG, especially if Hard is out, looks really good at only 5,900. Power forward Chris Boucher at only 3,200 is very intriguing. David Roddy at the slam minimum. Holy moly, he looks pretty solid. Wish we could get their lineup, but we're not going to get it before lock, are we? Let's see what kind of news we got. Nothing new. Nothing new. Shooting guard and small forward. I would put Josh Okogie in one of them, and then see what you got left. If it were me, Don. Yabasule looks solid at 5,500. Keegan Murray at only 4,800 is completely viable. I'd probably fade LeBron. KD looks solid. Triple J looks solid. Paulo looks solid. Bryce Sensabaugh's just too expensive over on DK. That center Diabate is gonna, I mean, you've got to lock Diabate today on DK. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Play Diabate at center and move on with your build. It's that simple. That simple. Clint Capella, he's super cheap, man. He's super cheap. Zach Edey at 3,800, that should be illegal. Like, he's just, why is he 3,800, you know? Amazing play there. Okongwu looks great. Kessler is fine. Podol is fine. Wendell Carter Jr. is fine. Nick Richards looks solid. And Vucevic looks solid. So many solid centers today. Cat looks great. Larry Nance Jr. is going to get run today. Tons of center options today, guys. Tons of them. Small forward, Josh Okogie at only 3,100 is a lock for me. I can only get him at... Oh, I forgot you're playing on that weird site, Don. Why do you play on that weird site? I'm just curious. Then our last core piece, unless he is not starting, is going to be David Roddy. We can switch off if he's not starting, but this is the cheapest core you're going to find. Jose Alvarado, Josh Okogie, David Roddy, and Musa Diabate. Let's run it and see what we get. I'm going to post it in the Discord. Like, this is so cheap. You should be able to build however you want to with this. There we go. Just posted in the DFS plays chat. Let's see what we're getting with it. So I really like this lineup. You get Paul George, Devin Booker, LeBron, and LaMelo as the players outside your core. That's how cheap this core is. Like, love what we're getting here. Sign me up. This is probably my favorite right here. Might have to swap off LeBron, but you get Paul George, Devin Booker, and Cat, and LeBron. I would swap off LeBron because I'm not sure if he's playing, but really like what we're getting. We are looking really good now, boys. Really, really good. Got Maxey, Poole, Murphy, Roddy, Diabate, Jose, KD, Okongwu. Kyle, I love that. Now, almost made Poole core because I really like Poole today. So, like the way you're building. Like the way you're building. All right, guys. I've went over the entire slate. We're at that point of the show. If you have any questions, I'm just a free resource here for you. If you got questions, let me know, and I will answer your questions while you're building. Leave me up in a tab and come back and ask me while you're building. I'm happy to help you. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the sub button. We do the shows every single day. And join our Discord. It's completely free. And in the NBA, late swap news is super important. And after the slate locks, you can always reach me in there, and I'm happy to help you out. Dyson is 14.9% owned. So, if you guys got questions, hit me with them. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys out. I'm curious. I feel like they're probably going to start Roddy. They might start Larry Nance right off injury. Either way, Roddy's going to look good. He's going to look good. My value plays? I can sort the thing by value. That's how it's sorted right now. That's all the players sorted by value right there. Where is Roddy? I'm going to be honest, guys. Diabate will be my most owned player today. AON? Okay, AOBN doesn't do much for me, but Van Fleet's 9.4% owned. Yeah, AOBN doesn't do a lot for me. Alvarado, Hawkins, DeRozan, Thompson, Diabetes, Maxim. It looks solid, Ronnie. That's a very contrarian lineup. And that's definitely a way to build to win. Man called Diabate Diabetes. Hello, I'm Wilford Brimley, and I'm here to talk to you today about diabetes. Alvarado, Maxey, Murphy, Bain. Thought I just gave you Van Fleet's ownership 8. That looks solid, Chubbs. I like that. That's good, Don. Give me just a second. 8. Van Fleet 9.4. Keontae 3.6. Got some kind of news here. What do we get? John Morant remains probable. $8,200 guard on DK. Let's see here. It'd be. So, Amon Thompson is grading out the best, Ronnie, but for me, it'd be CJ McCollum. I think he just has a much higher ceiling today. Out of Trey, CJ, Zion, who's the lowest on? It'll be Zion. I can guarantee you. Let me refresh this. McCollum 9.6, Trey 9, and Zion 7.9. I did. You built a good line. You must have been listening to the show, babe. Yes, that's FanDuel. I'm not so sure Hart plays, but if he does, he's currently pulling 1.1% ownership. But I think that's pretty skewed because I think a lot of people think he's going to sit. Yeah, I personally like Trey more than CJ. I think they're both great plays, 8. I do. I think they're both great plays. But I just am leaning Trey myself. Honestly, I like that second one better, Don. The second one is solid. $5,100 or cheaper, small forward on FanDuel. So, just by pure projection, it's going to be Bryce Sensabaugh, but pure value, in my opinion, is Josh Okogie. So, be Okogie or Sensabaugh, but I like Okogie better myself. Yeah, I agree with Chubb. Or, sorry, with Kyle. Looks like a good one, Don. He's playing on a weird site. He's playing on a weird site, so. They have like weird positions for everybody. Like Carl Anthony Towns is only a power forward on there. So weird. And I like Okogie again tonight. I don't think Okogie's going to start by any means, but he should still get plenty of meaningful minutes. Who are you talking about, Don? Bane's ownership. Bane is 30.4%. Holy shit. Like, that's the top game to target on the slate, but damn, I didn't think he would be that owned. Ah, I got you, Don. I don't know what to do with Jalen Suggs. I don't really care for Oubre today. Don't really care for Oubre today. All right, we're getting some starting lineups. Hornets starting Ball, Smith Jr., Green, Bridges, and Taj Gibson. Oh, my brain. Why are they starting Taj Gibson over Diabate? Ah. Pistons starting their normal lineup. Yeah, there's late news we just got. De'Aaron Fox is available to play too. I'll tell you this. I think you're best off just completely rebuilding Kyle, because I'm not gonna play Taj Gibson. I'm not playing Taj Gibson. The dude needs to be in a nursing home. Okay. Gonna have to let my shit repopulate here. I'm mind blown that they are starting Taj freaking Gibson. Taj Gibson, guys. The 2009 NBA draft. He's 39 years old. Taj hasn't played over 8 minutes since December 7th, with a majority of games getting a DNP. Taj fucking Gibson. God damn it. I don't know if it's gonna be Missy eating him alive. I think it's gonna be Zion eating him alive, honestly. Lonzo's 9.1%. Alvarado is 29%. Golly. I'm mind blown right now. Absolutely mind blown. Looks like Karis LeVert got ruled out. Yeah, LeVert's out. Mobley is in. Jose Alvarado is also not starting. Pelicans starting McCollum, Hawkins, Murphy, Zion, and Missy. So I think Missy is a good play, but I think Zion's going to be able to do whatever the hell he wants tonight. I don't mind it, Kyle. I don't mind it. Taj Gibson, of all the people, that's who they're going to rock. So I'm replacing Alvarado with Jordan Hawkins in core. Yes, Kyle, but they are different positions. And I'm trying to get the last core piece. I just got to let me get these projections updated. Yeah, that wasn't too long ago. What was that? Like a month or so ago? They started fucking Doug McDermott. I mean, this is just my brain working. I don't have any kind of projections updated or anything yet, but I still think Diabate's gonna get plenty of minutes to pay his salary off. And Kyle, I know you play on DK. Jose is still a good play. My DK lineups. I'm still playing Jose and Hawkins together because they're both so cheap, brother. No, I don't think. I don't think Taj Gibson can play 15 minutes. He's gonna need an oxygen tank. He's gonna need a ventilator. Like, I get that him and LeBron are both 40 years old, but look at the differences in those guys. What is my cat doing? What are you doing, kitty? Like, I'm not going to be playing Diabate now, but I think, like, if for some reason you didn't get the news and he's just in your lineup, I think you'll be okay. Yeah, I got TikTok 8. It's actually, my TikTok's the same name as my Discord. My Discord name. Yeah, my head's spinning too, brother. My head's spinning too. You're not in it alone. I feel like you're going to have to rework the entire way you're building today unless you already were building around Cat. Alvarado Barnes or Banchero Edie? Ooh, shit, that's close, Kyle. I actually really like them both. Banchero Edie is much more risky in my opinion, but the upside there is huge. The Alvarado Barnes side is much safer. Are you talking about the dude that's always drinking? No, I'm not him. I know exactly who you're talking about. Where's the little captain hat, right? I think that's fine. I really like Morant tonight, Chubbs. Busher's good, Don. I wouldn't play G.G. Jackson today. Garland or Monk? It would be Garland for me, Mr. Rogers. What's up, Conflict? We're working on changing the core, buddy. Just give us a second. I know you're a premium member in there. I know exactly who you're talking about. What is his name? Is it Joshua Block? Is that who it is? World of T-shirts. That's him. I can't believe you're saying I'm him, bro. You could have just called me a son of a bitch. That would have been less offensive. That dude's got issues, man. I haven't built the first fucking lineup yet. No, yeah, continue to laugh at my expense, 8. When I don't even know what you look like, so I can't return fire. All I know is that you have an anime profile picture in Discord. That's all I know. I don't watch the anime. I play a shit ton of video games, but I don't watch anime myself. I've watched Dragon Ball Z before, but never like got into it. Hey, I'm fat and old too. So, funny story, 8. My like dream was to become a comedian, man. Like, I love making people laugh. Like, that was my dream. Yeah, Diabate's still grading out great for me. Both cores have been updated in the Discord and the premium chat. I still love Alvarado over. I love him on both sides, as a backup. But on DK, he's just a crush play. Even I think I got it bad. What? Yeah, power. That's kind of how I'm thinking it's gonna go. Would I go Christie over Edie? No. I like Zach Edie today as a value piece. He's entirely too cheap over on DK, and I know you play on DK. Yeah, Diabate's still grading out great for me, guys. And I'm looking around the industry at other sites, and other places still like him a lot. It seems like the consensus in the industry is Diabate is still going to get plenty of minutes. I mean, Hopefully 8. I'm gonna be honest. I for a little while, for a career, I streamed on Twitch. That's why back in the day, that's where my DFS streams would be, just because I was already established on there, and like I made a living off of it being a comedy streamer. Like I'm not good at video games, but I know how to make people laugh as long as they're not too sensitive. I'm glad I went light today, guys. I'm only playing 303 entries today, so pretty light for me. Power, I think it is incredibly. My autism's kicking in again. I don't know which words to use. I think it is entirely possible. It's going to be Roddy or Nance. And I think they split the minutes about evenly today, Power. So I think they're both solid plays, but if I had to just pick one, it would probably be Nance right now. Going pretty big today? Kyle, please take it down, brother. Please take it down. I believe in you, pal. How do I feel about Nance? I like Larry Nance, but I'm concerned with him coming off the injury. Concerned how many minutes he's gonna get. But everything I'm seeing, guys, it's not changing very much. It seems like everyone feels the same way, that Diabate is still going to get plenty of run. That being said, I'm going to limit my exposure to him, okay, guys? I'm limiting my exposure to him. So I don't watch much TV at all unless it's Sports 8, and it drives my wife crazy. Like, she'll name some Disney movie, and I'll be like, yeah, I've never seen it. Like, I've never seen Lion King. I've heard of Naruto. Like, brother, I was in the army. Half the people in the army are weebs. Why is Garrison Matthews grading out so damn well for me? Really like some Zion now, guys. Just a heads up that I do. I really like some Zion now. I got you, 8. 10 minutes to lock, guys. Make sure you're getting your lineups in, guys. And over on DK, I still love Diabate at the bone minimum price, so just wanted to throw that out there. I think Diabate's still a solid play, guys. I do. Morant, Missy, or Podol, Dyson? Be Morant, Missy side for me. Power, I think you're high, and that's okay. I will tell you, my favorite video game to play right now is Marvel Rivals, and my name on that game, if anyone wants to add me, is Diddy Done Me. Diddy Done Me. Make sure you guys join our Discord. It's linked in the chat and down below in the description. It's completely free, and after the slate locks, you can ask me any questions you have about your lineup in there. Also, like the video, hit subscribe. We do these shows every single day. I appreciate it. It would help me tremendously. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord. It's going to be a really wild slate, just so you guys know. Really wild slate. Seven minutes to lock. Y'all got questions, hit me with them. I truly don't know how I feel about tonight's slate. I don't know if I love it or if I hate it. Eight, send me your lineup. I know it's wacky, brother. You're not confident at all? I don't know if I love it or hate it. I don't know. It seems like the entire industry has the same thought process that Diabate is going to get the majority of minutes over Taj Gibson. So I'm still playing Diabate, but he is not my most owned center. I take that back. I take that back. He is. But he's closely followed up by Cat. If I only have one lineup, would I stick with him? Honestly, no. He's my most owned, and I'm okay playing him. But if I was playing one single lineup, I feel like he's gonna have a large ownership still, and I would pivot to a different center just to get off that ownership and his potential failure now that we know he's not starting. With that said, I fully expect him to succeed, but that's just the angle I would take in a single entry. Getting off of him to get different. Oh, looks like we got news that Rui Hachimura was out. Yeah, Rui is out. Yeah, like that guy said, no one cares. Is LeBron starting? That's the real question. Three minutes to lock. Josh Hart is available to play. Josh Hart is available to play. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Kyle. I got both of my single entries on DK. I got Alvarado and Hawkins both. I have to pivot. I would still rock Diabate if it were me, but if I had to pick between those two, it is Chris Buescher. Boucher, however in the world you say his name. Alright, guys. Looks like we are locked in, boys. We are locked in. Good luck, everybody. I wish you nothing but the best. I appreciate each and every one of you. Got up over 60 viewers today. That's amazing. That's amazing. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I agree, Power. I agree. I think it's going to bring ownership down, but I did get a little different with my single entries. But we do the shows every single day. Good luck, everybody. Hit the subscribe button before you leave. It helps so much. That way you'll be alerted when we're live tomorrow. Join our Discord. It's linked in the chat. Link down below in the description. It helps tremendously. Not only me, but it helps you. If you have questions after the slate locks, that's the only place you can reach me, and I'm happy to help you guys. With that